Okay, this is a 2008 Buick Lucerne for the center ceiling console, dome lights, whatever you want to call it, with the panel, which is this here. Now, there's not too many videos, or I don't even think there's any videos on how to take this thing off. It's a real pain in the fucking ass. Sorry to curse him, but it is. As you can see, let me just show you here. On the ends, facing the front and back, it has these little metal spring clips. It has two in the back and then two in the front. Okay, now one's broken. I did break one, and that would be, oops, that would be that one there. This one, see, I broke it, but I stretched it out a little bit so that it snaps up in the hole, because it is a pain in the ass to get to. Now this is actually, that would be the back part, and that's the front. So it would go up just like that in the ceilings. Okay, so there's the front of the car, and then there's the spring clips right there. Okay, so you have two in the back, which have the holes, one right there and one right there. That's where the spring clips go in. And then the front, there's the front of the car. You have one there and one there. Now, since I couldn't hold the camera at the same time and take it off for you, what you're going to have to do is get a couple of these, okay? These work the best because they won't really truly break anything, and you don't really want to bugger up the panel up here on the ceiling, because, you know, it's just fabric and a little bit of foam. And once you start pressing on this, you know, you're going to just ruin it. And then eventually it's going to start coming down. Then you got marks here. I did make a couple little tiny marks, as you can see right there, and a little bit right there. But I should be able to get those black marks out. You know, hopefully I could. But this thing here, you can see how thin it is where it meets, and it goes up super, super tight up against the ceiling. So there's no gaps. This thing just squeezes up in there. So as soon as you bring it down, you'll bring down one side at a time. It'll pop out of that hole there. And then you go over to the other side in the back, pop it out of the hole. And then you're going to have to maneuver the front and kind of use these things here. This is the one I actually really use the most. You're going to have to get up behind it. Now, if you get up behind it here, inside the, you know, the ceiling fabric material, get up under it, and then push down, kind of push, and then pull. So push the spring clip down, and then pull this console down a little bit. And keep doing it, because you might not get it right away. And it's a real pain in the effing ass, I'm telling you. It just sucks. So, and then if they do come off, you can actually just put this in the track back on, and then make sure the spring clip is snapped back on, if by chance it gets caught up in that hole when you're pulling down, and then it just stays up in there, you know. And then after that, you got to unhook all the wires. So you have one wire here, one wire, that's two wires, three wires, four fucking wires, five wires. There's five fucking wires. Sorry again for cursing, because these were a pain in the ass to come out. And they go up on here. So you got one wire that goes here, right? Then you got one wire that goes in here, which is that one. The white wire up in the front with the front part. And here's the front of the unit, you know, face backwards, goes here. This skinny wire with the clip on it, which clips up in here. So you see that little metal clip? That spring clip goes up in here when you get it on there. So you could just pull that down, and it gives you more wire, okay? So it just snaps up in there and snaps in there. But this wire goes onto the long wire that's already on the unit itself. And there's these little tiny ass plastic things that you got to pull back. So this one, where is it on the other side? Let me take my glove off. Hold on. Ugh. All right. So this one is right there, that little plastic thing, see? So you got to push down in that damn hole there, pull it back, and then pull this at the same time, and it comes off. It's a bitch, so be careful. Take your time. Take your time. This one in the front, you kind of pull up, or no, you just pull it out. I think you just squeeze a little bit there, and then it just pulls right out. So it's, oh yeah, that's right, it's right here. So actually you don't squeeze it. You kind of lift this up, this part, with a screwdriver. You lift it up a little bit and then pull it out. Okay, that's that one. This one, you can see this one, it has a little spring plastic thing right there. Really can't see it. You push that in. So as soon as you push that in, you pull out. And that one, okay, this big black one there, see it? That goes right there in the center, okay? So that big black one, and then you push that spring, that little plastic thing in, and then pull out. So these are going to be easy to snap in once you get them, once you get it off and snap in. Now this is just for replacing the bulbs and stuff like that, and I'll explain that in a minute. This white one, we already did the front white one, and then this white one is the back white one, which goes, where is it? Which goes right in here, right where my index finger is. That goes right in there. That's kind of an easy one. You just snaps in there, and you play with it a little bit and pull it. It'll snap right out. And then this one, oh my God, it sucks. This one here is a pain in the ass. Okay, that one goes, where the hell is that? Oh, that one goes up in here. Okay. See those three little, well, there's like three little brass things. Hold on. On the right side facing the back. If this is up like that, it will be on your right side. And there's three little brass little stems coming out right there. Sorry. Okay, right there. That just slides right in there. And that's that one. So you'll see how it goes in. Again, it's a pain in the ass to come out. You have to lift up. There's a piece down in there. You got to lift up, which I did break. I did break that. See it? I broke that. See it? Pain in the fucking ass. Okay, but anyhow, I could be able to push it in as long as it stays in, which is fine. It'll be fine, but I did break that from pulling that up. Okay, now the reason why you want to take this thing down is to replace these two bulbs. Now these bulbs are the biggest pain in the effing asses to change if you leave it up, and you can actually do damage. So let me just, so you take that off like this. See, this goes on. Okay, let me put it back on here. So this goes on like that, and then you take your little pick, take a little pick, and pick the one side right here and push that little tab in. See that little tab right there? And then just pry up, and then this comes out of the hole like that. So be careful you don't break them. And then the bulb, which is the biggest pain in the effing thing to change, is right in there. It's underneath this plastic thing, so it doesn't give you enough room, especially if you have big fingers, to replace that bulb. Now, if you push too hard or pull too hard, what you're going to do is you're going to break or bend these little brass bulb holders. Okay, that's the upside. So, I wish I had more light here. I think you guys could figure it out as I'm explaining it. But you have one on this side and you have one on that side. And there are the two things that hold your bulb in. And this is what the bulb would look like on the bottom. So when it goes up, one side goes on this side and the other side goes on that side, okay? So it's easier to take this off, even though it's a pain in the effing ass. You can replace both bulbs and have years more service, as long as the bulbs last, of course, or if you don't have a short. Now what I did was, I found out the hard way. I tried doing it that way. I tried taking that bulb out, and it kept dropping every time I put a new one in. Because like I said, you can't take a bulb and push it up in there. Because as soon as you start bending those little brass pin holders, you're going to break them, or you're going to just bend them, and they won't sit right. Now, you can get lucky. I did on that side, but this side I didn't get lucky. It took me 10, 15, 20 times. It kept dropping, and finally it just bent all the way up in there, and it was almost broken. So it's just easier, because there's no way, unless you have little tiny midget, I don't know, super midget fingers to get up in there to gently put this bulb in. Now, this is an LED bulb. Do not use LED bulbs, because it fucks up your car. Okay, use the analog bulbs, whatever you want to call them, the old. This is a 194 bulb. So just get the clear 194 bulbs. That's all you got to get. They're actually $8 at AutoZone for 2, which sucks. They used to be like $1.99 8 years ago for 2. Now they're $8 for 2 at AutoZone. But do not get these LEDs. They just don't work. They suck. They fuck up your other lights in your car. Believe me, they do. Because this car is not made for LED. It gives it a different current on the wires for these regular bulbs. This wasn't built for LED bulbs unless you put other things in it to make it work. Just like your headlights, your halogen headlights. You know, you have to put some type of, I don't know, box thing, whatever you call it. I'm not an electrician or anything, so just use regular bulbs. I know they're yellow. They're not the super bright LED bulbs, but you got to live with it unless you buy a brand new car. You could get these on Amazon, the regular 194 bulbs. There's like 100 of them for $16. 10 or 20 of them for $10 or $12. I can't remember. They're cheaper than anywhere else. I would get the 100 pack, especially if you have other cars. I mean, what's 16 bucks? You could get other bulbs for the car on Amazon and, you know, put 20 years supply of bulbs somewhere. So that's how you do that, okay? Now, do not get the LEDs. Just warning you. Because what it does is, see now look, I'm pushing this back in here, this cover, and then you just push this little plastic thing in and it snaps in, see? So when you want to take it out, you get a little pick, pop that out a little bit, push it in, pull it up. So, I won't be able to put it in because, you know, I can't hold the camera. I don't have anybody else holding it. I'm going to have to hook up all these wires there. Okay? As soon as I hook up the wires, you don't have a lot of room to pull down. It actually almost goes up to the ceiling. So once you make sure you do the longest ones first on the wires, like I would do the longest ones, like this one, do this one, you know. Unless you could pull, no, that's it. You can't pull that one. Here, yeah, you can actually get that one. Well, you can kind of move it around. The shortest, these are not bad. These three. This one, the front one's not bad. It's just this one's a little short. That's the one I broke the clip on the right side. Isn't it amazing, all these wires for that center console? It just sucks. All right, so that's how you do it. So make sure you get one of these little plastic things. Don't use a screwdriver. Take your time. You're going to have to get up in there like this. And then just try to bend those clips back a little bit. Pull down. And then have somebody either pull down or you and bring it down a little bit. Just be careful. You don't put too much pressure on this ceiling. Because you'll bend this foam in. And it'll look like shit. Which I did in a couple little tiny places. But very little. I mean, it's not perfect. It just sucks the way they do it, but that's the way it is. And again, make sure those spring clips are lined up before you push this up, and make sure all your wires are on before you even attempt to push this back up. Because once you push it up, it's going to be a pain in the ass to bring it down, and you might even break more stuff. There you go. That's how you change these stupid ass dome light ceiling panel bulbs. And I'll have all my bulbs ready to go, and everything should be working. When I put the LED bulbs, the steering wheel illumination only 1 or 2 of those worked. All these didn't work to light up. So it made that funky not work. And what else didn't work was these lights. See? These lights didn't work. And that sucked. Okay? I mean, they don't even work now because, one, I don't have this hooked up yet. And then I have the cosmetic light on the other side. But when I attempted to put the LED bulb, it turned these off too. So hopefully these lights are not burnt. If they are, they're little tiny ass bulbs. I mean, they're like, I think they're 137s maybe. These are 194s. These are 137s, I believe, LL. And those are the ones that you gotta be real careful. You know, once they get burned out, they're easy to replace too. I could show you one day. They're not hard. Okay, good luck with it. I hope that helps. Like I said, there's not a video on here. There's one bulb down below here on the left side where my feet is on the mat to the upper left. I'll show you one day. That's a different bulb. But the dumbass engineer did not put one over there. So it's dark over there always. As you know, if you have a Buick Lucerne, you don't have a bulb over there. It's not even lit up. It's just this side. And then you have one over there and one on the other side. Okay? So you have those two in the back, one down the floor, and then two of these, which are these bulbs, one there, one there. Oh, and when I broke this thing, real quick, when I broke this damn thing, I had to solder. Check this out. You know, I'm pretty handy, you know. All right. I had to solder right there, that little brass clip. So since that little brass clip is right in there, okay, there you go. You can see that little brass one on the right side. Well, I actually had to resolder it because it was completely broken. And luckily that piece was still in there and I got it out to resolder. So hopefully that'll work. It should. I don't see why not. Just don't get the solder on this side because this is the other side of the other brass thing. See, that's what they look like. And there's only a little tiny piece holding it on until it meets that little piece of brass thing right there. And then, like I said, there's another piece on the other side, but I soldered it to that. So I just dabbed a little solder. I had somebody hold it and did a good job. So it should work. I don't see why not. This side here, as you can see, there's one there. See how that works? This is for the other side of the bulb. And then one on that side. And they're very, very fragile. So if you push those bulbs in, like I said, you're going to have a chance they're going to break. So if you push those bulbs in there, one on that side and one on that side, and it slips up in there, you're going to bend that. And once you bend it, you can get it down. As soon as you try to pick it down, which I tried on this side, it broke eventually. And that's the reason why I'm taking it down, because I don't like anything not right, first of all, and I like light in the car, you know. Okay, and these are like $100, anywhere from $60 to $100 to buy one of these on eBay used, one of these units for your car. You know, if they still have them, they have a bunch of them, but you know, 60 to 100, 120 for used ones, and who knows if they work or not, but try to do it the way I said and you'll have it for years. It's just a pain in the ass, like everything. Okay, good luck with it. Hope it helps. This is all I could do. Have a good one.